Yesterday, the City of Tshwane convinced the passenger rail agency to fork out a further 16 million rand to keep its lights on. So what's the situation like in the mother city, where the metro is able to avoid some of Eskom's power cuts thanks to a more resilient city grid? Newslink has invited the City of Cape Town's Mayoral Committee Member of Finance, Siseko Mbandezi, to give us the rundown on their situation. Siseko, thank you so much for your time. When the Tshwane municipality started cutting electricity, they said they were owed about 17 billion rand. What does the number look like for the City of Cape Town?
Thank you very much for having me. The City of Cape Town debt owned currently we have 7.3 billion rand, with current current areas of about 3 billion rand, and of that amount, residential properties owe about 5 billion rand, and commercial properties owe about 2 billion rand.
So let's focus on the commercial debtors. Who are the biggest culprits here?
Look, in terms of the biggest culprit, they keep on revolving. Each month is not the same as the last month as people come and pay. So I'm not at liberty to name and shame because of Copy Act, and also the fact that you don't have a consistent commercial big data in our books consistently.
The amount is still in the billions, though, Siseko. So what happens to the people who owe you money? Are you going to go the same route as the City of Johannesburg and Tshwane in cutting people off totally?
Look, the city already has a no-nonsense approach, and the collection of our debt has been carried out as part of our normal operations on a weekly and monthly basis across the city. And the debt management that we carry out is in terms of our credit and debt collection policy. And what we do, we do disconnect services. We do deduct an outstanding debt from the prepaid electricity purchases. And also we, at the end, we would then hand over an account to a panel of attorneys. We are following those two, I think, processes in the main: disconnecting and deducting of debt on prepaid purchases.
I've seen reports that, like Tshwane, you are owed hundreds of millions of rand by PRASA. The report stated your name, actually. Are you going to try and recoup some of that debt, seeing as Tshwane has had success getting a few million from them?
Look, the PRASA indeed is owing, but the process is that we report it to the National Treasury Department, and there are continuous engagements between ourselves and PRASA for them to make the payment. I know that they've made a payment, even though their current debt is just over 122 million rand, but they are committing to make payment, and when they are able, they do make payment.
All right, Siseko, just give us an overview of how much of the city's revenue comes from rendering these services like electricity and water.
The revenue that comes from electricity and water, it's about 2.3 billion rand a month, and $1 billion or so comes from property rates. So the paying of the rendering of services is an important integral of that our society, in fact, needs to continue doing, because remember that the revenue that we generate gets invested back into providing the basic services to the community within the City of Cape Town.
All right, Siseko, so just to confirm, you're not going down the same route as Tshwane and Johannesburg?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Remember, we rated as the most sustainable metro in South Africa. And in fact, what Tshwane and Johannesburg are doing, if you remember, where the city did it sometime in 2006, 2007. So it's over 15 years ago. So we will not go that route. I think our relationship with our consumers and customers allows us to engage and be able to follow our normal processes weekly and monthly. So we won't go that route of Tshwane and Johannesburg now.